OpenAI may be building the most powerful system in human history. Most people think OpenAI is a technology company. It may become something far bigger than that. Because OpenAI is not merely building software, it is helping build a new layer of civilization itself. A layer powered by artificial intelligence, automation, language models, digital cognition, algorithmic infrastructure. And most people still do not fully understand what this means. Because AI is not simply changing productivity, it is changing economics, education, labor, creativity, communication, power itself, quietly, rapidly, globally. And OpenAI became one of the central companies accelerating this transformation. The world changed the moment AI learned language. For decades, computers were limited. They processed instructions, but they did not truly interact naturally with human beings. Then something changed. AI learned language. And language is one of humanity's most important systems, because language controls communication, coordination, persuasion, information, culture. Once AI began understanding and generating language fluently, everything accelerated. Suddenly, machines could write, explain, persuade, summarize, brainstorm, simulate conversation, generate ideas. This transformed AI from a technical tool into a psychological interface. And that may become one of the most important shifts in modern history. OpenAI turned AI into a mass consumer product. Artificial intelligence existed long before OpenAI. But OpenAI changed one crucial thing: accessibility. Before tools like ChatGPT, AI mostly existed inside research labs, corporations, universities. Then suddenly, hundreds of millions of ordinary people could interact with advanced AI systems directly. This changed public perception instantly. AI stopped feeling theoretical. It became personal. And once technology becomes personal, society changes far faster. OpenAI created a new digital infrastructure. Most people underestimate how important infrastructure becomes. Search engines became infrastructure. Social media became infrastructure. Cloud computing became infrastructure. AI may become the next infrastructure layer for civilization itself, because future systems may increasingly depend on AI for communication, education, business, healthcare, productivity, programming, creativity, decision-making. And whoever controls critical infrastructure eventually accumulates enormous power. This is why AI competition became so aggressive globally, because the stakes are civilization scale. AI is not replacing humans the way people expect. Most people imagine robots replacing factory workers. But modern AI increasingly replaces cognitive labor: writing, analysis, research, customer service, design, programming, planning. And this creates a terrifying shift, because white-collar jobs once considered safe may become vulnerable. This changes the economy fundamentally, because industrial automation replaced physical labor. AI may automate intellectual labor itself, and modern civilization was heavily built around intellectual labor economies. OpenAI helped normalize human-AI relationships. One of the strangest changes happening quietly is that humans increasingly interact with AI socially. People ask AI for advice, emotional support, explanations, companionship, validation, guidance. This may sound harmless, but psychologically, it is profound. Because humans naturally anthropomorphize systems that communicate fluently. And once AI feels conversational, humans begin emotionally relating to it, even when they intellectually know it is artificial. This creates a completely new psychological dynamic humanity has never experienced before. The real product may be human dependency. The most powerful technologies in history created dependency. Electricity, smartphones, search engines, social media, and AI may become deeply integrated into everyday life similarly. People may eventually rely on AI for thinking, organizing information, decision-making, communication, productivity, emotional reassurance, and dependency creates power. Because once billions rely on a system daily, that system becomes infrastructure. And infrastructure shapes civilization. OpenAI accelerated the AI arms race. Once advanced generative AI became public, everything accelerated. Technology companies panicked. Governments reacted. Investments exploded. Because everyone realized something important simultaneously. AI may become the most economically transformative technology of the century. This triggered an AI arms race globally. Companies now aggressively compete over models, data, computational power, infrastructure, talent. Because whoever dominates AI infrastructure may dominate enormous portions of the future economy. The most valuable resource is no longer oil. Industrial civilization depended on oil. AI civilization may depend on data, computation, algorithms, digital infrastructure. Because AI systems improve through scale. More data, more computation, more users, more interaction. This creates massive concentration effects. And eventually, a small number of companies controlling AI infrastructure may accumulate extraordinary influence. This is why companies like Microsoft aggressively partnered with OpenAI. Because AI is no longer a niche industry. It may become the operating system of modern civilization. AI may change education forever. One of the first systems AI disrupts heavily is education. Because information became instantly accessible, students can now summarize books, generate explanations, learn interactively, receive tutoring instantly. This changes learning fundamentally, but it also creates tension. Because traditional education systems were designed for a pre-AI world, and societies may struggle adapting quickly enough. This creates one of the biggest questions of the AI era. What happens when knowledge itself becomes automated? OpenAI changed human expectations. Technology changes behavior. But AI changes expectations. People increasingly expect instant answers, instant assistance, instant productivity, instant creativity, and over time, this changes human patience psychologically. Humans adapt rapidly to convenience, which means AI may fundamentally reshape work habits, thinking patterns, communication speed, cognitive expectations, and societies often underestimate how deeply convenience changes civilization. The most powerful AI companies may control human attention. AI systems increasingly shape recommendations, search results, content generation, digital interaction, communication flows. This means AI companies may eventually influence what humans see, what humans believe, what humans emotionally react to at massive scale. Because once AI personalizes information, every human may experience different digital realities. And whoever controls those systems may possess extraordinary influence over society itself. OpenAI may be helping create a post-labor economy. One of the biggest fears surrounding AI is labor displacement. Because if AI handles writing, coding, analysis, customer support, research, design, then large portions of knowledge work may transform dramatically. This creates enormous economic uncertainty. Because modern economies depend heavily on labor participation, But scalable AI systems reduce the need for human labor in many areas. This creates one of the defining questions of the century. What happens when intelligence itself becomes scalable? The future may belong to AI infrastructure owners. Throughout history, wealth concentrated around whoever controlled land, industrial infrastructure, banking, oil, communication systems. The AI era may concentrate wealth around computational infrastructure, AI models, data systems, algorithmic ecosystems, because AI scales globally, and scalable systems create massive leverage. This may create a new elite class centered around AI ownership itself. The most dangerous part is how helpful AI feels. The frightening truth about AI is that most people will embrace it willingly. Because AI feels useful, intelligent, efficient, convenient, personalized, and convenience lowers resistance. Humans rarely reject systems improving productivity dramatically, even when those systems increase dependency over time. This is why technological control rarely appears threatening initially. It appears helpful, comfortable, necessary, until society becomes structurally dependent on it. OpenAI may have changed human history permanently. The terrifying truth is, human civilization may already be entering a new era. An era where intelligence becomes automated, cognition becomes scalable, algorithms shape behavior. AI systems mediate reality itself, and OpenAI became one of the first major companies accelerating that transition publicly. This does not mean AI is evil, but it does mean civilization is changing faster than most people psychologically understand. Because AI is not simply another app or another platform. It may become the foundational infrastructure layer for the next phase of human civilization. And perhaps this is the insane truth about OpenAI. The company may not merely be building tools. It may be helping build the future operating system of humanity itself. Subscribe to Wealth OS for more documentaries on wealth, power, AI, and the hidden psychology behind modern society.